Good morning, everyone. Let's continue going through Siddharameshwar Maharaj's Pearls of Wisdom. The saint does not want anything. If there were to be anything that was to be given, he should be given the blessing that there be no need for anything. This reminds me of Ramesh ji and the subject of prayer. And he would say the true prayer is the prayer of gratitude. Gratitude to God that He has not given us the kind of suffering faced by millions of people on the planet who are below the poverty line. A prayer of gratitude for what we have. And the other prayer Rameshji said was, O Lord, grant me that I would not want anything from anyone, especially from you. So he is expressing the same sentiments as Siddharameshwar ji. And Siddharameshwar ji goes on to say, the one who adopts the behavior that he is a saint and that he does not want anything from this world is called Guru Putra, the son of the Guru. This word Guru Putra he has used in a lot of his writings, and it's quite a beautiful word because basically it denotes one who is living the teaching. And here these are kind of pointers to the guru-disciple relationship. Only those who are lucky enough to receive the blessings of the Guru, which is the self, can escape from this illusion by right efforts. Have faith in the Guru and do exactly as told by him. I think a similar quotation was covered in an earlier podcast, and he is emphasizing this once more. If anyone abuses you by a foul word, you hold on to the memory of it, but you do not even notice the knowledge that is generously showered upon you. That is the sign of your being an individual. You know, I don't know why, but I'm reminded of this episode where Rameshji was in hospital. I'm not sure if it was some minor surgery or what. Anyway, he gave away copies of his books to the doctors and to the ward boys. The ward boys would get I think the Hindi ones. And one doctor said to him that I don't want this book because I'll read it only when I retire. And he was 57 years old at that time. I think Ramesh ji has mentioned this point in the foreword to the Buddha's sword. And you know, this is what happens if it's one's destiny to receive a spiritual teaching, and in this case from the hands of the man who had written the book, but then when it's not the time, the destiny is not to accept it either. So, you know, this quotation of Siddharameshwar ji where it says, you do not even notice the knowledge that is generously showered upon you. That is the sign of being an individual. This is a beautiful passage. His passages are so descriptive, and the examples he uses. When one day your body will be taken away and burnt, all your game is over and you are finished. You have to start afresh from a new birth. You have never thought, what is this all about? For this, the flame of the self must be made bright by real desirelessness. Only then will spiritual efforts be possible. If you are not truly desireless, you will never gain knowledge. To relinquish, to be fed up, is the sign of advancement of spirituality. And when that takes place, one definitely becomes happy and peaceful. By discarding illusion, you attain Brahman. Merge yourself into the reality of your being. It is for this purpose that we have come here. By being aware of this, practice continuously and attain self-knowledge. Attain the knowledge of Brahman. The beginning of this para, when one day your body will be taken away and burnt, your game is over and you are finished. I think it's so true and so sweetly written. And somehow this again brings me to the Banganga cremation grounds, you see, because for me it was such a big learning. And incidentally, I don't know if people are aware, but Nisargadatta Maharaj was also cremated there, and there are photographs of his cremation and the funeral procession from his house to Banganga, which you will find in the book Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, a Tribute. It's a color book published by Yogi Impressions. And I have one more thing to recount is, I used to visit Dr. Ram Bhosle on Malabar Hill. He was the mystic masseur, massage therapist, but he was tremendously gifted. And you will find a video where I've discussed my meetings with him. It is on YouTube, Dr. Ram Bhosle. And the funny thing is that when he was nearing the end of his life, he said that I had gone with a friend to see him, and my friend knows him very well, or rather knew him very well. And he said, when I die, I'm going to be watching who all come for my funeral. Now, as luck or destiny would have it, one day I was in the office and my friend called and said, Dr. Ram Bhosle has passed away. So I think we should go. And quickly I ran from the office because I remembered what he said. And so I ran there, made it in time for the funeral. There were few of us, not many people. My friend decided to stay on for the entire process, and I left, but it's quite interesting, and even Mularpatan, I recall, during the last months, this topic came up. He was also cremated at Banganga. He was Maharaj's translator for a long time, whom I used to visit. And I think I got the timing wrong, so I went to Banganga and I waited at least an hour and a half or two. So what better place to wait? I sat next to the samadhi of Siddharameshwar Maharaj. And once again I marveled at this connection, between Siddharameshwar, Nisargadatta Maharaj, Mularpatan. Amazing. There's something, perhaps a very deep link which the mind really can't make sense of. And Mularpatan, I think, lived on till about 95 or so, if I'm not mistaken. So Ramesh ji was 92. They had long lives. So yes, it was just something which came to my mind that I thought I would share with you all. And let's end on one or two one-liners from Siddharameshwar ji. Do not keep unity only as a mental thing. Put it into practice and behave accordingly. If you live your realization in your daily life, only then do you become a man of self-realization. In other words, living the teaching, pointing to that. Friends, I hope you enjoyed this podcast and more next time. Thank you.